Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0. They're up to third. Are they back? Are Liverpool back after 3 big points? Well, look, the honest answer is, if they had the right sort of fixtures, you'd probably say that that's a very confidence-inducing result for Liverpool that they can build upon. Their issue is they're going into Real Madrid and Man City. So whether they're back or not, if you had a couple of easier games, you'd probably feel that you are building your way back. But they're going to have to be back for those 2 games. So very, very difficult. I think there's a few factors as to why Liverpool won tonight. And I certainly think that's, from what I've seen, that's one of their best performances of the season across 90 minutes. We've seen good half an hours and then we've seen bad half an hours. We've seen bad games. But I think that apart from the first 15 minutes where it was quite end-to-end, Liverpool did take control possessionally and Villa were very much a rearguard action. I think the reason for that, I think having Gravenberch back in the midfield, I think McAllister had one of his best games, having been a bit like Salah and Van Dijk, a bit of a poor start to the season. But Gravenberch is just such a massive player for Liverpool and takes them up to a level that they need to be. Szoboszlai is ridiculously consistent. I also think, and I've been saying this before, Andy Robertson at left back just solves a problem. Kerkez is a little bit like Wirtz. He's a player that's new to Liverpool that will probably be very good in the future, but is adjusting to life at Liverpool, and he's not putting in the performances that you would want. Whereas Andy Robertson knows the game, knows what's needed, and will put you in that 7 or 8 out of 10 that you need, that you can trust. So those are very big factors today. Szoboszlai, Robertson, and Gravenberch, who I think were Liverpool's best 3 players. But also Salah was better. The defence was better. They were just better all round. And I think when you look at Slot, he obviously took a lot of flack for what he did on Wednesday against Crystal Palace. But I also think that, what would you rather? Would you rather a little bit more of a tired Liverpool side drawing today but beating Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, or would you rather give up on the Carabao Cup and get 3 big points today and a clean sheet? So it's all about what you can do in a position of, uncertainty for Liverpool. It's about surviving, and they will get top 4. All this talk of Slot and everything getting the sack is just incredible. And we have this with Manchester United. I said on the last video, I don't think there's any genuine Liverpool fan that wants Slot sacked. And I had a few people messaging me and in the comments saying, you're not a Liverpool fan, I'm a Liverpool fan, I want him gone. That's absolutely fine, but where are you tonight then? Because that's ridiculous. He won you the league last year. You're third in the league now. All this Slot out talk bites people in the back because they go too soon. And it's way too soon for that sort of conversation. Way too soon. If he'd lost tonight, lost against Real Madrid and lost against Man City, the conversation starts becoming more relevant. But, they're third in the league. They're not going to win the league. I think Arsenal are going to win the league. But they might be able to start sustaining some results that, push Liverpool a little bit and push Arsenal in the second half of the season. But yeah, I certainly think that was one of Liverpool's better performances of the season across 90 minutes. They need to build on that now. I think it was really evident and understandable in the first half that you could see Gakpo, Salah shooting when they shouldn't have been shooting, because there's that panic, that lack of confidence, the feeling like they need a spark. And you only get confidence from winning games. Liverpool have been lacking confidence, and I think today they were a little bit closer to being what they haven't been this season. Still nothing like they were last year, but that potential is that. Look, I look at it from a Man United point of view, and Liverpool are our biggest rival. I still think, even though we beat them at Anfield, they're on a way different level to us, squad-wise, quality-wise. And I also look at this Premier League and I think that it's so congested, Liverpool won't stay bad long enough to allow the top 4 to become a problem for them. I mean, they've lost 4 of their last 5 Premier League games. They're still third in the league. So that just shows you how congested it is at the top at the moment. Man City's going to be a very difficult game next week, and obviously it'll be interesting against Real Madrid. But even if they were to lose to Man City next week, they're still not going to be out of touch of top 4. As I said, I don't think Liverpool fans will be writing off the title. I don't think Arsenal fans will be writing Liverpool off. As somebody who's not involved in that, I just think Arsenal already are in a strong position where they'd be looking at this at the end of May if they don't win the league and go, how did we sort of give that position of power up? And I think Liverpool fans, if they were to win the league in May, they'd go, how did we do that after the start we had? So it's still very much in Arsenal's hands, but you get the feeling with Liverpool if they can build some confidence and maybe try and work with that team rather than trying to shoehorn Wirtz and Kerkez in. Like, your best midfield is McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, and Wirtz is just going to have to be patient to work his way in. Your best front three is definitely Gakpo, Ekitike and Salah, and Isak's going to have to work his way in. Like, Kerkez and Frimpong are going to have to work their way in because I think Bradley and Robertson look better at the moment. I think at the start of the season, there was almost like Slot was trying to get them all in. And you can understand that because they're new signings. And if you don't use them, people go, oh, they're flops. But sometimes you've got to be a little bit patient. Like Gravenberch's first season at Liverpool wasn't the best. Second season was. Same with Fabinho. So I think they've just got to focus on results at the moment. And that team he picked today, I think it worked better for a reason. As for Aston Villa, look, again, you can flip it the other way. 4 wins out of their last 5 games ago, that every Villa fan would have took that. It's a bit like United. If somebody'd said to us at the international break, we would beat, after beating Sunderland, we'd beat Liverpool, Brighton and draw at Forest, we'd have bitten everybody's hand off. The problem is, we've already beaten Sunderland, Liverpool and Brighton, and going to Forest today, on its own, I'm a bit disappointed with the draw. And I think Villa fans will be the same. All right, we've won 4 in a row, but we're a bit disappointed with how we've performed today. But overall, 4 wins out of 5 is good for Villa. And it's about what you do next week, isn't it? As the same it is for Manchester United. But Villa were good for the first 15 minutes. And, I mean, Konza was their best player. Matty Cash played quite well. But that's typical Villa. Typical Villa. Like, sometimes you just, we played them twice last year, and I was like, they're going to beat us both times. We drew 1 at their place, and we beat them at our place. Villa are quite like that, especially against the bigger teams. I think Villa seem to pick up a lot of points against the lesser teams, although they did beat Man City last week. Just a weird performance from Villa today. They were the team in form. Liverpool weren't. And, they gave up 2 silly goals passing out from the back as well. And I don't think they played in the Carabao Cup in midweek either. They just didn't seem at the races, Villa, today. But, whatever. It is what it is. It's a big 3 points for Liverpool. 2 very big games coming up for them. And... yeah, I think the Real Madrid game on Tuesday is going to be very interesting, and so is the Man City game. I get the feeling they won't lose both. I don't think they'll win both, but I don't think they'll lose both either. Give me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Thank you.